So I was in the middle of a financing, and one of the worst things that can happen to you when you're in a biotech company is you get data at the wrong time. And when you're in a financing, that's because you need money for your company. And I had a board meeting coming up, and we got some data, and we were literally about to close this financing. And I had two things to tell the board we had to do at the board meeting. One, essentially close the financing. Two, tell them about the data. And I talked to my chairman at the time, and he gave me bad advice, and I listened to it, even though it was against my gut. And he said, just deal with, because we were literally just at the getting, some final things done on the financing. He said, just get that over with, and then take the next part of the board meeting to talk about the data. Bad move. I should have put everything on hold, and I should have said, we got to talk about the data, and we got to put everything aside until we sort that out, and then we'll deal with the other. The board meeting went very badly after that. In other words, from the board's perspective, they said, okay, well, nothing else matters but this data. So everything went put on hold. And that would have been the same outcome, but it had a poor reflection on me because I didn't prioritize. So it was a huge screw up, and I learned way too much from that experience, obviously. But the good news is going forward, and it wasn't as if I didn't want to say it, it was how I did it, right? So what I learned is you got to deal with all the hard stuff up front and deal with everything else. And that's just a way better way to manage whatever you're dealing with. So really hard time for me. But if I think about how I've managed things going forward and how I advise people going forward, if I'm on the board, for example, or mentoring, whatever it is, you always got to deal with the toughest stuff right up front and then follow later. So hard lesson, important.